You didn't buy anything today. You didn't open a single app. You didn't even think about any of this, but money left your account anyway. And the strange part? You agreed to all of it. In 2024, the average person was paying for subscriptions they'd completely forgotten existed. Not one or two, multiple. A study found that people underestimate their monthly subscription costs by an average of nearly 200%, nearly double, which means if you think you're spending $50 a month on subscriptions, you're probably spending closer to $150. Now here's the question nobody asks. Why? Why are we so bad at tracking something that drains our money every single month? Like clockwork, the answer isn't carelessness, it isn't stupidity, it's design. Because the subscription model wasn't built for you, it was built against you. And the story of how that happened goes back further than Netflix, further than Spotify, even further than the internet itself. It's 1609, a German publisher named Johann Carolus starts printing weekly newspaper, but he has a problem. People only buy it when they feel like it. Some weeks, great sales, but other weeks, nothing. His income is completely unpredictable, so he does something different. He offers readers a deal. Pay me up front, every month, and I'll make sure the paper arrives at your door. It worked. He locked in reliable money, and readers got convenience. And just like that, the subscription model was born. For the next 400 years, it stayed relatively simple. Newspapers, book clubs, milk deliveries. The deal was always the same. You pay regularly, we deliver consistently. Both sides benefit. But then, in the 1990s, something shifted. Software companies started noticing something uncomfortable. They'd sell you a product, and then that was it. You paid once. They'd made their money once, but they had ongoing costs. Servers, engineers, updates. So they started asking a question that would eventually change everything. What if we never let people own software again? For decades, if you wanted Photoshop, you bought it. One payment and it's yours forever. In 2007, you could buy Adobe Creative Suite for around $1,000. Expensive, but you owned it. Then in 2013, Adobe made an announcement. There would be no more boxed software, no more owning. From now on, you could only rent. $70 a month or nothing. The internet exploded. Designers were furious. Adobe's forums filled with complaints. One user wrote, "This is the worst decision Adobe has ever made." Another said, "They've turned a product into a hostage situation." But here's the thing, Adobe didn't back down, and within 4 years, their stock price had increased by over 650%, and the customers who threatened to leave, most of them stayed, because by then, their entire workflow was built inside Adobe's ecosystem, and Adobe knew that before they made the switch. That's not a coincidence, that's a strategy, and once you understand the strategy, you start seeing it everywhere. There's a term used inside subscription businesses, switching costs. It sounds boring, but it's one of the most powerful concepts in modern business. Here's what it means. Every time you use a subscription service, you're not just using a product, you're investing in it. Your playlists are on Spotify, your documents are in Google Drive, your photos are in iCloud. The longer you stay, the more you build, and the more you build, the harder it is to leave. Companies don't just want your money, they want your data, your habits, and your history, because the more of yourself you pour into a platform, the more it costs you to walk away. This is called lock-in, and the best subscription companies in the world are absolutely obsessed with it. But there's a second part to this, and it's darker, because lock-in explains why you can't leave, but it doesn't explain why you forget you're even paying. That part is something else entirely. In the 1970s, researchers started mapping something called the pain of payment. When you buy something with cash, you feel it. There's a psychological sting. But when payment is automatic, that sting disappears. No checkout, no confirmation, no moment of decision. The money just leaves. Subscription companies know this deeply. This is why free trials always require a card up front, and why the cancellation pages are buried under 5 menus. This isn't accidental. There's a whole design discipline built around making cancellation feel exhausting. It even has a name, dark patterns, and the most effective ones are almost invisible. One study found that 42% of people are actively paying for at least one subscription they want to cancel, but haven't. Not because they can't afford it, not because they forgot, but because the act of cancelling feels harder than just letting it run. The companies engineered that feeling on purpose. But here's where the story takes a turn, because this isn't just a consumer problem anymore, it's become something much bigger. In 2023, the global subscription economy was valued at over $650 billion. And in 2026, it's worth $1.5 trillion. That's not a trend, that's a transformation. Because it's not just software and streaming anymore. Razors, dog food, gym equipment, cars. Yes, cars now charge monthly for the heated seats, BMW, Audi, Mercedes, features that are physically installed in your vehicle, locked behind a $20 a month paywall. You own the car, you own the hardware, but you don't own the warmth. And that moment, that specific moment, is where the original deal breaks down. Remember Johan Carolus? Pay me regularly, I'll deliver consistently. Both sides benefited. That was the deal. But somewhere along the way, the deal changed. And the question is, who changed it? Here's the thing nobody tells you. The subscription model, by itself, isn't evil. Some of the best deals in history are subscriptions. In the beginning, the value was extraordinary, but there's a pattern, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's called value extraction, and it works like this. First, a company enters a market and price is low. They need subscribers, so the deal is generous. Then, once they have enough subscribers, the deal shifts. Prices go up, features get locked behind higher tiers, and the free tier gets worse. Netflix in 2022, password sharing crackdown, new ad tier, price hikes. Spotify in 2023, audiobooks paywalled, price increase, podcast cuts. And Amazon Prime, price up, ads added to Prime Video, and another tier required to remove them. In every single case, the company waited until leaving was too painful, then changed the terms, and most people stayed anyway, because that's the trap. It's not that you can't see it, it's that by the time you see it, you're already inside of it.